Meet Uncle Dave. He is a 50-year-old technician working at Jurong Port. He lives in Sengkang and takes an average of 2 hours to travel to work. Uncle Dave lives in the newer part of Sengkang with few bus services. On a typical day, he has to wait 10 to 15 minutes for the public bus in the morning, which fetches him to Sengkang MRT. Despite living relatively near to the MRT, the infrequent bus timings and meandering routes add to the travel time. From there, he begins his long and arduous journey to the west. After arriving at Lakeside MRT, he waits for the bus 98, the only bus available to take him to Jurong Port. His company offers shuttle bus services from Lakeside MRT to the port, but these buses typically operate in the morning only. This doesn't work well with Uncle Dave's flexible work schedule. On some days, he is only required to head down to Jurong Port in the afternoon for a few hours. In 2030, Bubble Box is here to offer added convenience by supporting last-mile travel services. In the case for Uncle Dave, there will be multiple Bubble Boxes situated in Sengkang and Jurong. On Monday at 10:45 a.m., while Uncle Dave is having his breakfast, he whips out the SMRT app and looks for available Bubble Boxes. He spots a Bubble Box headed for Sengkang MRT, located just 100 meters away from his house. He proceeds to book it and enters the pickup time as 11 a.m. He finishes up his breakfast and heads downstairs. Just nice, the Bubble Box arrives below his block and opens the door. It is a small autonomous vehicle with 4 seats. When he entered the Bubble Box, he saw 2 other commuters, Auntie Sally that lives across the road and Uncle Sam, his long-term coffee buddy that lives 2 blocks away. He takes his seat and proceeds to scan the EZ-Link card on the gateway. His journey begins as the Bubble Box heads for Sengkang MRT. Autonomous vehicles exist in tandem with human-operated cars on the road. In just 10 minutes, Uncle Dave has arrived at Sengkang MRT, which would have taken 30 minutes if he had waited for the public bus. He taps into Sengkang MRT with the same EZ-Link card on the phone and begins his long and arduous journey to the west. 10 minutes before arriving at Lakeside MRT, the app sends Uncle Dave a notification of available Bubble Boxes in the vicinity. He books one headed for Jurong Port and proceeds to board it after tapping out at Lakeside MRT. The afternoon sun is scorching. Thankfully, Uncle Dave no longer has to wait for the public bus or walk under unsheltered paths. It is 1:30 p.m. and Uncle Dave just arrived at work. The trip took a total of 1.5 hours as opposed to 2 hours if he had taken public buses at Sengkang and Lakeside. By cutting away the need to wait for infrequent bus services, SMRT now offers a faster means of commuting for those living or working in remote areas.